Hello, 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 and good evening to all. This is a kind of a late one without any notice, so I don't know if anyone's in the chat. Hello, Mr. NCP, or NPC for that matter. NPC is always there without missing a beat. Well, I don't know if anyone's interested in this stream. I don't really care. I'm here to do a little stream because I haven't done a stream in ages, and I just wanted to say Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year, Mr. NCP. Happy New Year, everyone. That I haven't had a chance. Unfortunately, I have been suffering the entire Christmas vacation period from the before the 24th. We're talking the 20th, 18th, since the 18th of December all the way through till pretty much now, that I'm still recovering from a terrible cold and a terrible flu. I was tested twice for the code, let's say, and I came up negative, so it wasn't to do with the code, but it was a bad flu. I hadn't had a flu in 2 years, so my immune system was pretty low. And when I got one, I got it hard for 2 weeks of, 1.5 weeks, at least 10, 11 days of just hell on earth. And then slowly the road to recovery. And I'm good enough to be able to talk for long periods of time without coughing. Although you do catch me on occasional streams here and there in the last few weeks where I managed to muster up some energy, but generally I prefer I could do that because I could then mute up if I couldn't talk, and just let the panelists of the other stream take care of things. But when I do my own shows, I like to be healthy and be able to actually talk without coughing every other second, even though I do have a bad, I still have a little bit of a chesty cough coming up from time to time. Yes, the flu-vid, really the flu. It wasn't really any vid to it. There was just flu. But, you never know. I mean, a lot of people were saying, you should get yourself tested like 100 times. Because, let's be honest, if you test yourself enough, you will eventually come up positive. I tested twice in 2 different days, came up negative, and I left it at that, and I am happy with that. So that's what I'm going with. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to discuss this particular thing, Matrix erection, some would say. Let me get rid of that. MatrixResurrection. Yes, the reason I just wanted to call it the Matrix Resurrection stream is because I actually wanted to do a video about Matrix Resurrection. Decided, fuck it, I'm going to just do a stream, and we'll just go with that instead of a whole other bunch of stuff. At least the main part of the stream initially will be about that, and so that's what I'm going to do. I didn't make a big fuss about this. PCR or lateral floor, I have no idea. It's the one that you get the home kit. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to start talking about it. So if you guys are around, feel free to listen, chill, relax. But that's basically going to be my review on the Matrix Resurrection. That's really it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a quick Matrix Resurrection. I don't really know I'm going to go into anything else. As soon as I'm done with that, I'm pretty much going to shut it down. So that's it. So this is the BanksyStyle review of the Matrix Resurrection. From the off, I just want to say, although I've been hearing a lot of hate on the Matrix Resurrection or the Matrix reinvention, Matrix cashing in. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people have been bashing it. I've heard a lot of people say a lot of negative things about it. And they can go ahead and do that. That's fair enough. It's their opinion, and that's what the internet is about. But I liked it. I liked Matrix Resurrection. From the off, I'm just going to come out with that. I thought it was perfectly entertaining. I didn't expect maybe a lot from it. Maybe that's why I went in with very low expectations, knowing that there is no way this is going to meet the standards of the first Matrix. Not even the sequels of the first Matrix, which were made only a few years after the first Matrix, met the standards that the first Matrix set. The bar that it had set was way too high for most of even its own sequels to meet. So although part 2 was pretty decent, part 3 not really. I didn't the mech guns and all that nonsense was a bit ridiculous. The Jesus allegory, carried on through and held up, but the rest was a bit ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. But especially after the fact that they presented the whole thing about that the only weapons they had against the machines was an EMPs, and yet miraculously only the EMPs only existed on the hovercraft ships. There was no EMP inside Zion. The most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. I mean, you would have had literally like a freaking EMP gun that would just blast EMP waves whichever direction they deemed it fit. But of course, yeah, I mean that wouldn't have made for, I guess, maybe a great ending or whatever, when they just flip a switch and all the all the fucking Sentinels just die, and there you go, and that's the end of the film. I suppose this is how it should have ended. Should have done something like that. I don't know, but either way, I enjoyed Matrix Resurrection, not again because erections. Not because I went in with high expectations. I went in with fairly low level expectations, hoping that it would have enough action sequences and enough story to just keep me entertained. And it did. It kept me entertained for that amount. There was no, big philosophical revelations. I didn't walk away reevaluating my existence. Sure, and there was no there was your typical Hollywood-esque women are powerful too. At least they didn't totally butcher the Neo character and turn him into a cuckold. I would have expected Neo to, at this point, be so cuckolded that he's literally holding Smith's penis whilst he inseminates Trinity. At this point, or Luke Skywalkered him. So they didn't do that to him. They kind of try to make it out that both men and women need to work symbiotically. I guess towards the end, to make this to truly have power, I guess. But nevertheless, I'm going to now go into some of the things that were absolutely terrible about The Matrix. And although overall I like the film, I think it's still entertaining. I still think it's worth a watch. I watched it, in fact, twice, but not in the cinema. But I don't. I believe they took some liberties, and those are the bits I'm going to go into. Now, number one, the first thing with The Matrix is that they wanted to be a little bit meta or self-aware. I guess people keep saying meta. I'm just going to say self-aware. That's what I got. That they wanted to be self-aware about the fact that they are that they are creating they're basically doing a cash grab, which is what the studio would force them to do, which is what they did. This is, I mean, there were literally, there's a scene where Neo's own, what's his name, partner says that they wanted, the Warner Brothers, literally Warner Brothers is going to make a sequel, and they're going to do it with or without us. And I guess this is in reference to the actual the actual the directors, the Wachowski directors, the female Wachowski directors now, then male. The Wachowskis are literally I guess, telling the audience, look, they were going to make this shit show with or without us. Now, we decided to take the reins a little bit and at least have some semblance of, or have some attempt at making this thing reasonable for you as an audience member. But yeah, they were going to make this shit show whether we agree to it or not. So suck it up, audience, because the greedy bastards at Warner Brothers were gonna fuck us with this regardless. You didn't have that much of a choice. You just had to take it. But at least at least the Wachowski, or one of the Wachowskis, decided to do this in order to make sure that it's not a complete and utter shit show. Now, sorry about this. I just want to put something in here. Oh, darn it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to actually... This is what happens when you're a little bit unprepared, or you should have been better prepared when it comes to these things. Because there's an image that I would like to sort of show everyone eventually. But yeah, so yeah, this is the thing. They're telling you in the beginning of the film, this is a cash grab. This is some corporate overlords, greedy fucking producers and greedy movie producers who are like, we're gonna fucking milk this old cow one more time. What are you gonna do? Now, you can either make it as the original creators, or we'll get some hack of a fucking director to put some bullshit together, and we'll Last Jedi the shit out of this, and destroy your legacy too, and destroy all the foundations of your franchise, which is what they did with Terminator, which is what they did with what else? With the Star Wars, obviously. So yeah, and even I'm sure they're gonna take another stab at Indiana Jones to try to completely destroy that as well. And that's it. So the Wachowskis didn't really have that much of an option. Either they made something that was worthy of having the label The Matrix attached to it, or they'd let some hack of a director turn it into the Last Jedi and destroy everything and any legacy that the Matrix had. So they decided we'll try to at least scrape together some semblance of the Matrix that people can at least walk away with mildly entertaining movie, and still slate, and I'm sure the movie critics and the YouTubers of nowadays, since there was no YouTube when the first Matrix was made, will slate it and just tear it apart with their bullshit, over the top, snooty critique, which is true. Which there are critiques that deserve it. For example, the things that burned my ass about the Matrix. Here we are, Lawrence Fishburne, Morpheus. What did they do? They took this great man, great leader of men, great philosophical, and almost the father figure to Neo, and took him by the hand and introduced us all to the red pill and the blue pill. And they took this great character, great actor, that Lawrence Fishburne, the way he portrayed Morpheus, and what did they do? They put him in a fucking yellow suit with a pound shop fucking actor. They made a pound shop Morpheus out of the great Morpheus. They replaced him with some lame, half-assed, half-thought-out version of Morpheus. He's not even really Morpheus. He's a program. He's just the construct of Neo, supposedly by, I don't know, just a mere fact. This is just to have the name Morpheus, basically. That's all it is. This is not Morpheus. This is not this great man, the man who led Zion into to fight the machines, to victory over the machines, and to create the new what they call IO now, because they have. By the way, this is all spoiler. Shit, I should have said spoiler warning. I'm gonna describe most of the movie. So yeah, so they took this great man, this great teacher, this great philosopher, and the man who epitomizes just awe and confidence, truly an alpha male, a leader of men, and they turned him into this. They turned him into this fucking guy. I mean, I clipped this bit, and it says no joke. No, yeah, you're a joke, mate. I'm sorry. I don't know this actor. This might be a very fine actor. He may be a very good actor, but he does not. My Morpheus, he is not, to say the least. My Morpheus, he is not. He's a pound shop fucking Morpheus, a mere shell of what the real Morpheus was. And yeah, huge disappointment. I'm sorry, you're right. It's a huge disappointment. Don't get me wrong. They made some callbacks to the old. Let me see if I can actually play some of these things. They made some callbacks to the old training school or whatever. After, yeah, you see what I mean? They made this, like, the whole thing is just callbacks and callbacks and callbacks. It's just callbacks, endless callbacks through the mirror or through the looking glass. I guess this is kind of because they made references to several references to, obviously, what's it called, Alice in Wonderland, and of course this was the Through the Looking Glass, all that nonsense, because that was the second chapter of Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass, and the first one was all about the White Rabbit. And then there was this. Oh, this was so fucking bad. This rehash or recall to that fight scene of Morpheus and Neo, but this was like this was terrible. This wasn't even like entertaining. This bit was actually just boring, absolutely boring. It's nothing like the original. Just that's it. This is what Neo does. The whole fucking film. His entire, like, I mean, first of all, let me just point out. Oh, maybe I could just do it through this. Look at this. Not there. I mean, at this point, Keanu Reeves has no fucks to give, because he didn't even cut his hair or shave his beard. He's just John Wick, but called Neo. He is the Neo Wick. He's like, look, I'm now going to live my life as John Wick, and any role I do has to work around that shit. It doesn't matter whether I look like something completely different in a different movie. All my movies are going to be as John Wick now, and John Wick is the only character that I will ever play till I die. That's Keanu Reeves, I think, in his contracts. I will not cut the hair. I will not shave the beard. I'm just gonna fucking play Neo, but looking like John Wick. And if you don't fucking like it, tough shit. and then as John Wick, apart from the fact that he doesn't use guns, this is his go-to move throughout the whole film. He can't be asked to fight. He can't be asked to shoot any guns. I don't even think he shoots any guns. Actually, he doesn't shoot any guns. I think this is the only Matrix movie where Neo doesn't fire one fucking bullet. Whilst his signature thing in the first one was guns. We need guns. No guns for Neo. He just does this force push thing where he just pushes everything away the whole time. I think he wanted to push this movie away, but I guess the money was too good. He had to take the cash. So yeah, no kung fu fighting. I mean, don't get me wrong, Keanu is over 50 now, so his body isn't exactly prime. But Fucking Jackie Chan was still doing backflips and jumping through ladders and over buildings when he was well into his 50s and 60s. The man is like into his 60s and he's still fucking doing backflips and jumping over walls. So I'm pretty sure Keanu Reeves could have mustered up a couple of spinning back kicks, a couple of roundhouses. It's like nothing. Nothing. It's so boring. So number one character that was fucking butchered by this movie was the Great Morpheus. The Great Morpheus was turned into a pound shop fucking edition. Now, the next great actor and the great protagonist of the Matrix movies, of course, Agent Smith, played by Hugo Weaving, who is, again, a fucking awesome character, an awesome actor. It's Hugo who brought this Smith to life and made the Smith we know. There is no other way. There is no other person that could possibly make Smith what it is. Smith is Hugo Weaving. Hugo Weaving is Smith. So what do? They went and pound shop the shit out of him. Yeah, that's right. They just... I don't even know who the fuck this actor is. I have no idea who he is. And he has none of the charisma, none of the stage presence, not even the acting ability of Hugo Weaving. It's not even like close. I mean, it's not even a close match. Like someone who they tried to at least have the same presence or you know, personality or something that would shine through. This man is the most blandest individual I've ever fucking seen. He has barely any acting ability, and he is just boring as fucking God. I hate this Smith. And by the way, he adds nothing to the movie. If he wasn't in it, it wouldn't make any difference to the film. He literally, Smith does one thing at the end, towards the end of the movie, where this architect, well, not this architect, this analyst guy, who is meant to be, where is it? He's meant to be thingy's shrink. There. Let me get this. There you go. This is Patrick something. Oh, I forgot. The guy from Doogie Howser and Starship Troopers. Anyway, to be honest with you, he is meant to be the architect version. He is the analyst, but he's the creator of the new Matrix 2.0, and he is meant to be the equivalent of the architect, the Colonel Sanders looking dude. He's like a comedy fucking relief. Doogie Howser is not the kind of actor that has the kind of presence to be something like the architect of the Matrix. He is Doogie Howser. He's a comedy relief character. He keeps cracking jokes and shit. And he's meant to be the protagonist. He's supposed to be the real Smith of this entire thing. He's meant to be the one who's controlling the whole of the Matrix and kicking ass and manipulating Trinity and Neo into thinking that they're just some fucking nobody losers living out their lives in the Matrix in order to keep them going, so that the Matrix now, somehow, this new Matrix depends on the energy that these two put out. Although in the movies there was no indicator that Trinity had any abilities whatsoever. It was all Neo's abilities and Neo's manifested energy. So where the fuck is Trinity suddenly get this? I don't know. I mean, it would have made sense if they made it so that Neo, knowing Trinity exists or Trinity is alive, allows the energy to flow and expand through him. And so he needs Trinity in that psychological way, but they didn't do it that way. They did it so that he needs Trinity in a physical way, that physically they have to be in some sort of close proximity to each other for this magic energy to fucking manifest. It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks. And as a protagonist, he is awful. He's a comic relief fucking guy, while Smith was like a proper fucking menace. He was a danger to Anderson or to Neo, and later on a real danger to the whole of the Matrix. He was a proper protagonist. You were scared of this fucker. This guy did shit. He caused havoc in the Matrix. This idiot does nothing. He does OMG. They literally, OMG, because the very first moment you see him, he sort of says, do you see it all? There you go. Billions of people just living out their lives, oblivious. He basically makes a callback to the Smith lines, just so that we know that he's Smith, and they have to cut it in with this scene, just so we can know that this moron is actually Smith. Again, just ruined. I'm sorry. Yes, they ruined Smith. They ruined fucking Morpheus. They ruined two of the greatest characters that the Matrix produced. What a child. Oh god. Yeah. But either way, those are the downsides to it all, and of course, they bring Neo out of the Matrix. They take him. They take him into the new Zion, which is Io, and then they meet old Niobe. She's now old and decrepit because 60 years have gone by whilst Neo has been lying in that jelly, which apparently now makes you immortal. You no longer are just the machines can just rebuild your body and totally resurrect human dead flesh. This is something the robots can do. It would have actually made more sense if they didn't have their body anymore. I mean, that would have been something new, where they were just brains in a jar, and they were no longer, because their bodies were totally destroyed. Trinity had rebars fucking penetrate her like a Swiss cheese. So it might have actually been more interesting if these two were just brains, and then the Resistance had to somehow transfer their consciousness and their brain into maybe a mechanical body. So they were still alive, or they were themselves, but that would at least give us something to think about, what it is to be alive. Do you need your body to still exist? Can your brain and your body be now transferred into a myriad of different mechanical bodies? And maybe they would have shown human beings with cybernetic implants. I mean, they already had cybernetic implants with the brain stem thing, which connects them to the Matrix, but maybe human beings who now have body parts, arms, legs, internal organs, which are mechanical, which the machines, because now the humans and machines are working together to some extent. Some machines are now working with humans and are cooperating and all that. And so why wouldn't human beings have cybernetic parts? Not just that hole in the back of the head, but the actual physical cybernetic arms and legs. That would have been something. I don't know, maybe one of the characters, he has the guy who plays the role of Dozer or whatever, and Switch, he has like a mechanical thing on his hand, but I think that's just an exoskeleton thing. It's not, humans don't actually have like arms and legs and organs that are actually now machines. Now, why wouldn't that be a thing? Why didn't they at least explore some of that? Do you know Matrix is not a face value movie, but rather a depth philosophical movie? No, but that's the thing. It's not, Asif. This Matrix is a face value movie. This particular Matrix has no depth. Doesn't have the depth and the philosophy of the first movies. This is a very shallow, run-of-the-mill action movie now. It is divorced of all the philosophy and all the depth that the original had. And so since you're going to make a very shallow cash grab movie, then why not at least explore some other things, some other aspects which are which would maybe make things exciting. Maybe Niobe has robot legs and she can fucking jump miles high compared to other people or whatever. So yeah. No, but they don't. They don't. That's all in the Matrix. Yeah, that's all in the Matrix. Those are all bots. Those are all fake humans that were created to populate the Matrix, so that they can keep the humans, the real humans, in check. But those are, again, those are. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about human beings in the real world actually having cybernetic implants now, and so there's this hybrid of human machine mixture now that is happening, where human beings are actually replacing flesh parts with mechanical parts, with cybernetic limbs. I don't know, maybe that would have been something. The war between the machines after the Neo scenario saga, where the original Matrix collapsed, and so they had to rebuild the new Matrix. Before rebuilding it, they had energy crisis, and so there was a war between the machines. There was like none of that explored, none of that shown. That would have been interesting. That would have been more interesting than this fucking film that they made. No, none of that. No, forget that. Let's not explore any divide and how the machine world started to divide amongst itself. How about showing us maybe some bits of the Purge, where they started purging the codes? They purged the architect. They purged the oracle. They purged so many different programs. Now, maybe some visual way of demonstrating that would have been interesting to see. Nope, none of that. No. We're just gonna make this bland action movie, although entertaining. Again, I still hold that I like the film, despite all of these faults. But they should not have tried to bring back Pound Shop Smith. They should not have brought back Pound Shop Morpheus. If they couldn't bring back the originals, then just introduce new characters, new enemies, new what's it called? New antagonists, or yeah. There was no bad guy. Bad guy was just fucking Doogie Howser, the scientist from what's it called? The scientist from, oh shit, what am I doing here? The scientist from Starship Troopers, the guy who dressed in a very oddly Nazi-looking outfit, a Nazi SS outfit. Yeah, Doogie Howser, or How I Met Your Mother. I guess he's been in that as well. Patrick something. I forgot his full name. Also, Morpheus wasn't there because he was killed off in the game. Who cares? If he wasn't there, then he shouldn't have been there in the first place. He should not have been there at all. This cheap fake replacement was worse. What does it supposed to represent in your life, in our life? And what does it? Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris. Thank you, Neil Patrick Harris. That's it. That's the guy. I don't know. You're saying, what is this supposed to represent in our lives? I think the Matrix, the first Matrix, gave us concepts which people to this day are using. The whole concept of the red pill, blue pill is because of the original Matrix. That's why we have the original Matrix, concept of red pill, blue pill. That was what that did for us all. But this was not that, unfortunately. I mean, people have been using the red pill, blue pill concept for years. Now, one thing I will say, now this is another thing that I want to say as a positive to this movie. Although I do like the self-awareness and the fact that they're talking about how Warner Brothers tried to do a cash grab. There was also this scene where they brought the Frenchman, who is now a hobo for some reason. In a digital world, he is a fucking homeless hobo. Why is that? It's a digital world. You can literally create clothes and lifestyle in whichever way you want. Why would he be a hobo? But he is. They bring that back, the Frenchman. Again, I think it's just another nostalgia callback. But he does give us a few things. He says, we had art, we had books, we had originality, and then you gave us face Zuckersuck. and another comment about what's it called, Wikipedia, something Wikipussive media or something. So yeah, he is kind of the character where the Wachowskis are kind of being boomerish about modern day internet and modern day social media, and he's the boomer who basically says these things all suck, they all suck shit. And this was the Wachowskis' little clapback at modern social media. Face Zuckersuck. I think they could have done more, but this was their little jab at modern day internet bollocks. And these well, you could say Web 2.0 effectively. Everything around Web 2.0, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the YouTubes, and all the rest. So yeah, so this was another part which I thought was quite good. It was a good little jab at modern day internet and society. Their phones are all like smartphones, so there's a kind of a callback to that as well. A lot of people were saying on the internet that the first Matrix was about how the Matrix needs us to provide its life, if you like, just like the internet needs humans to make it what it is. Without people using the internet, it's just nothing. In a weird way, though, the tables have turned, where now in this modern era we're plugged in to the internet rather than us using the internet is using us. And I suppose that goes back to how our information is being mined, how our habits and are being mined, our behaviors, all of that stuff. So I guess we are the product now, and the internet kind of uses us rather than us using the internet. Sadly, social media. But I don't know. There's this. I guess they try to make some commentary about modern society in small pockets, but overall, yeah, it doesn't really hit home that deeply. But again, overall, entertaining movie. I think I still recommend watching it. But don't think too deeply, and don't go in with high expectations. Just go in with a very, very low bar, and you'll come out of the Matrix Resurrection pretty fine. Really, you'll be absolutely fine with that. All right, that's it. Now there is one more little bit that I would like to play, because this was just awesome, and I think everyone should experience this in their life. This was during the Christmas break. A guy called in to talk to the dithering old man that they call the President of the United States, and have a little conversation with the old president. He probably doesn't remember most of this, but for the rest of us, it was tremendous fun. So I'm just gonna play this.
That's right. Hey, well, I hope you have a wonderful. Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon. Bye-bye.
Now, the funny thing is that actually, when he says "Let's go, Brandon" to the president actually replies, "Oh shit! Let me see if I can find the reply." Sorry, guys. Let me quickly flip this. I thought I had the reply in here as well, but it didn't. He actually just said, "Let's go, Brandon," but it doesn't show the other side. Where Biden oh man, let me see if I can find this. Oh, is this it? Oh, okay, this might be it. Let's see. This is the other side.
Penelope.
Well, Penelope, she's only 2-year-old.
Well, have a Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful Christmas.
And by the way, you guys have to be in bed by 9 o'clock, you know, and asleep between 9 and 12, or he doesn't show up.
This isn't to you, Jared. This is to the kids.
That's right.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas.
Well, yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Hey, by the way, where are you in Oregon?
Holy shit. Oh, yes, indeed. Let's go, Brandon.
I agree. Hey, by the way,
wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. Hey, by the way, where are you in Oregon?
Okay. Okay. Now his wife, just the penny. I think the penny just dropped. The wife's penny just dropped. That what he was saying. But of course, Biden clueless.
I think we lost.
All right. She just got it. She got it like at the end.
You guys have a wonderful Christmas as well. Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Let's go, Brandon.
You in Oregon?
Let's go, Brandon. Fucking hell. Well done. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for this, because to be perfectly honest, we all needed it. So yeah, let's go, Brandon. Joe Biden. Hey, big up, Based. Look at creepy face. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. The guy was a freaking legend who managed to get Biden to say, "Let's go, Brandon." I just love that man. How can you not love that man? So yeah, there's that. There isn't really a lot else I have to go with. I suppose I've got this little image which a lot of people have posted on my Discord server. Now, if you guys want to see crazy memes, go to my Discord server. Yeah, so there's that. That's like part of my Twitter, but that's it really, guys. I'm a bit done here. There isn't really much else I can do. Or say. I think I've ranted enough about the Matrix for this to be the Matrix review, and I don't really want to get into anything else. That way I don't have to worry about anything else. Clip of 2022. Yes, man. It was great. It was great, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for being you. By the way, do you realize there is actually a Let's Go Brandon cryptocurrency that has now been launched, which is going to be the sponsor of that guy from the NASCAR driver called Brandon, the one that the whole meme started around, and he is now being sponsored by the Let's Go Brandon crypto coin, and it will be on his car. It'll be LGB coins. I think this will be a great meme that's gonna be very successful. This meme coin, this might actually overshoot Doge. So keep an eye on that, because I think the Let's Go Brandon coin. Hold on, let me actually see if I can bring it up. There you go. There you go. There it is. There it is. The Let's Go Brandon cryptocurrency. It's available. It's currently running at that amount, but I think we got to get in on it. We got to get in early, because this may blow up. This may blow up a lot. You guys wanna keep an eye on this one. This might actually blow up. It's actually not. It's kind of from its initial pricing. It has dropped quite a lot. It's I don't know. You got 3 or 4 years to go with this. The LGB coin. Maybe it'll make a few quid. But the problem is, as soon as Joe Biden is out of the office, this coin will die. It has no longevity. But it'll be a great laugh to own a few Let's Go Brandon cryptos. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. I'm gonna call this one a day, because I just don't have the energy, to be honest with you, to do much more. So have a great night, and we'll catch you all. Next time. I'm just looking for a nice royalty-free music. Royalty-free music to end the show with. There we go. Let's go with Samba.